Hello, my loves. Welcome to this yoga flow for anxiety. I'm Sydney. If you're new here, welcome. I'm a certified 200-hour yoga teacher, a group fitness instructor, and really passionate about all these different modalities and practices. So welcome if you're new. Subscribe I put out new weekly classes every week between meditations, at-home workouts, and yoga flows. And like I said, today's flow is going to be all about anxiety and for anxiety and stress relief. It's going to be a shorter practice, but settle in. We're going to do it a little bit more yin or restorative style, where we're holding these poses for a little bit longer. And as always with every class, please take everything that I say as an option, not an order. So do what feels best for your body always. If you feel like you want them or you want some props, go ahead and grab a pillow. You can grab, I have 2 yoga blocks over here. You can grab a blanket, a strap, whatever you feel you need. But we're gonna start in this nice, easy seated position. So go ahead and find yourself in a nice, easy seat. Again, you can be seated up on a pillow, a blanket, a block, if you feel like you need some added support today. And as you get here, slowly start to notice your breath. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or maybe soften your gaze. And just start to notice your breath, not trying to control it. Just coming into this present moment. Slowing everything down. As someone who also struggles with anxiety or faces anxiety on a normal day-to-day basis, I find these practices such as yoga and meditation to be so healing for not only my mental health, but also, again, my emotional health, my physical health, because it's helping to relax and slow down my nervous system. Because when we're in an anxious state, it's when we feel like our nervous system is really heightened. So we're just going to work on relaxing the nervous system today. Again, that's why we're going to focus on the breath. Always remembering that in any yoga practice that you do, the breath is first, the movement is second. So let's take a few deep breaths here. So again, settling back in. Let's take a big deep breath in through the nose. Holding at the top for a moment. And exhale through the mouth. And let something go. Again, big deep breath in through the nose. Holding at the top. Exhale, release. Last one, I want you to take the biggest breath you've taken all day. Go ahead and inhale. Holding at the top for a moment. Exhale, let it go. Checking in with how you're feeling mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Just taking a moment here. And be honest, how are you feeling really? It's okay to not be okay. It's okay if emotions come up throughout this class. Let's take one more big deep breath in together here. And exhale, release. When you're ready, go ahead and gently open up your eyes. We're going to move into our first posture. So we're going to come into a seated butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of your feet together. Your knees can be as far out or as close in as feels good. And we're going to fold here. So again, we're going to hold each posture for 1 to 2 minutes. So go ahead, you can there's a couple different options. You can place your hands around your feet. You can place your hands on your ankles and fold this way, or you can just fold forward here with walking your hands out in front of you. but just find your seated butterfly pose, relaxing your knees, opening your hips. We store a lot of emotion in our hips. So again, if you're feeling emotional, just witness it and breathe into those emotions. And then as you're in this pose, go ahead and just, as you fold forward, relax the weight of your head, your neck, your shoulders, your upper body. With every inhale, feel a little bit of a lift, and every exhale, allow yourself to melt even more forward. Listening to the sound of your breath here. And with your next inhale, slowly start to press yourself up, lifting up one vertebrae at a time. And then we're gonna bring our legs out wide into a seated, wide-legged forward fold. So again, legs are wide. They don't have to be any crazy straddle. We're not going for, the most intense poses today. We're going really to, again, calm and relax and quell the nervous system, so to speak. So from here, I would like for you guys to make sure that your feet are active. So toes are pointing towards your face. We're going to inhale here and exhale, walk forward as far as feels good. Maybe it's here. Maybe you come down onto the forearms. Maybe you can melt your head all the way down to the floor. Find your variation today. Coming back to the sound of your breath, feeling that stretch in the inner thigh, the hips, the hamstrings, maybe in your neck or your back. And again, with every inhale, allow yourself to lift a little and then fold with the exhale. Beautiful. With your next inhale, go ahead and slowly walk yourself up, back up to a seated position. And we're going to move into our first child's pose of practice. So coming down through hands and knees. And then once you get to hands and knees, you can take child's pose from hips as wide as the mat, or maybe knees as wide as your mat, maybe knees in line with your hips. I'm going to take a wider child's pose today. Bringing your two big toes to touch. Go ahead and slowly melt your hips back, and then at the same time walk your hands forward, coming into child's pose. Bringing either your forehead or your cheek to the mat, and just rest here. Beautiful. And then with your next inhale, come back up to all fours. And we're going to move from here into a pigeon pose. So if pigeon is uncomfortable for your knees, or if you feel any discomfort, you can always take this on your back in a seated, figure 4 position. But from here, go ahead and we're going to come into a pigeon from hands and knees. So coming back up into hands and knees, bringing your right knee behind your right wrist, and then inching that left knee back just a smidge. Taking a breath here. And then as you exhale, making sure that your hips are square so you're not rocking onto one hip or the other, we can go ahead and begin to fold. So maybe you fold again down onto the forearms. Maybe you bring your head down to the mat. Or if you have blocks, it can be really beautiful to place one block underneath your chest and one block underneath your forehead. So go ahead and find your fold here. Breathing into that right outer hip. Feeling any emotions that come up for you here. Beautiful. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and slowly lift your chest back up. Again, moving your props out of the way. Coming back into that hands and knees pose or posture, maybe bumping the hips from side to side. Moving intuitively. Then we're going to move into pigeon on the opposite side. So bringing your left foot in to meet the back of your left wrist. And again, making sure that our hips are square. Taking a breath here. If this is enough for you, you can stay here. Or if you're ready to fold, again, you can come down to forearms, bringing your head all the way down to the mat. Or again, grabbing those blocks to place under your chest and under your forehead. Listening to the sound of your breath. Beautiful. Then with the next inhale, again, lift the chest, moving your props out of the way. Now you can just go ahead and roll over onto that left hip, coming through to a seated position, and we're all going to meet lying down on our backs. So lying all the way down, hugging your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rocking the knees over from side to side, massaging the low back. Again, breathing. From here, we're going to come into some spinal twists. So go ahead and inhale. Knees are at center. Exhale, drop the knees over towards the left side, extending that right arm out towards your right side. Again, if you're limited on space, you can come into a cactus with that right arm. But just breathe. Again, feeling that lift with the inhale. Feeling the surrender with the exhale. Beautiful job. And with the next inhale, again, bringing the knees back up through center. Maybe scooching away from your wall if you have it like I do. But breathing, taking an inhale here. Exhale, dropping the knees over to the other side again. Left hand can be out in a T or in a cactus. And again, just breathing here. Allowing yourself to twist deeper with every exhale. Beautiful. With your next inhale, bringing those knees back up to center. We're going to come into our final pose, happy baby. So maybe go ahead and start with just widening the knees, grabbing for your ankles. If this is enough of a hip opener, you can stay here. Or if you want to come into full happy baby, you can go ahead and grab the outside of your feet, bringing your foot bottoms up towards the ceiling. Just breathe. Bringing your knees down towards your shoulders. Maybe rocking gently from side to side. Let's take one more breath here. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly release. We're going to move into Shavasana, our final resting pose. So staying here, bringing your arms out wide, bringing your bringing your feet down to the bottom edges of your mat. From here, we're going to let everything go. So closing your eyes and allowing the effects of your practice to really settle in here. I'm going to have you stay in Shavasana for a few more minutes. Feeling a wave of relaxation go from your feet, up through your ankles, through your calves, your knees, your thighs. Relaxing through your hips, your belly, your low back. Releasing any tension from your chest, your shoulders, your upper back. Relaxing all the way down through your arms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers. And then lastly, relaxing up through the neck, the face, the jaw, the eyes. Relaxing your eyebrows, relaxing the crown of your head. And just allow yourself to be here. Beautiful job. If you can, feel free to stay here in Shavasana for an extra 5, 10, or 15 minutes. I highly recommend it. But if you're ready to come out, go ahead and slowly start to deepen your breath. Waking up the body by wiggling your fingers and your toes, maybe rolling your wrists or your ankles. And then when you're ready, go ahead and hug your knees into your chest, rocking gently from side to side, rolling over onto one side in a fetal position, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Taking this moment again to feel the effects of your practice, letting these energies integrate into your nervous system. And then when you're ready, go ahead and gently bring yourself back into a seated position, keeping your eyes closed if that feels comfortable. Feeling energies of calm, feeling grounded. And again, remembering that it's okay to not be okay. Honor your feelings. Take the time to take care of yourself and give yourself what you're needing. Again, I highly recommend tuning into and using yoga and meditation as practices to help you move through, especially anxious times. It's so therapeutic. And just know that your mat is here for you anytime you need. When you're ready, go ahead and bring your hands to heart center, into prayer. Let's take one final deep breath in here together. And exhale, bowing and whispering, Namaste. Amazing job, my loves. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Again, be sure to subscribe if you're feeling called, and I will see you soon.